Hello everyone, welcome back to my YouTube channel, The Maths Hub. So today in this video, I'm going to discuss the remaining two theorems in the limits chapter, and I'm going to discuss some of the questions of exercise 13.1 from the NCERT book of class 11. So without wasting any time, let's get started. So our second theorem is, the first theorem is already discussed and already explained in the previous video. If you have not seen that video, you may visit and watch the theorem number 1. So here the theorem is, let f and g be two real valued function f and g with the same domain such that they are having the same domain such that f of x, the function f of x, is less than or equal to g of x, function g of x, for all x in the domain. Now for some value of a at a point, if both limit x tends to a f of x, and limit x tends to a g of x exists, then the limit of this is less than or equal to the limit of this. Why? F of x is less than or equals to g of x. For some value of a, if both the limits of these two functions exists, then the limit of this will be less than or equal to the limit of this. So this is our graph, just a simple graphically representation of this theorem, graphical. No need to prove this theorem, it is not required. Our next theorem is sandwich theorem. Let f, g and h be real functions such that f of x less than or equal to g of x less than or equal to h of x for all x in the common domain of definition. They are also in the same domain for all x. Now for some real value of a, the limit of this is equals to limit of this is equals to L, then the limit of g of x is equals to both of this. The graphical representation of this is this. Why the name is sandwich theorem? I hope you will be able to understand from this line that limit for this function is equals to the limit for this function. See, h of x, g of x, f of x. The limit for these two functions when exists is equal, and now the g of x, if these are equal, if these two limits exist, then this is equals to the limit of these two. This limit is equal to these two. That's why the g of x is sandwiched between h of x and f of x. Our next theorem is, limit x tends to 0, sin x by x is equals to 1. Limit x tends to 0, 1 minus cos x by x is equals to 0. No need to prove these theorems, just do remember the values, it will be enough.